I'll put it in the front page, back page, middle page, wherever. Headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win game 2.
You gotta back it off.
We will win game 2.
Family, what is up? I'm glad to be back with you. It's Providence, man, and Drake wants a round 2. He wants a game 2. I'm gonna tell you why I don't like this for Drake. Straight up. Drizzy, saying you want a game 2 implies certain things. It implies, just like you would in a best of 7 series in any professional league, you are gonna have people who are gonna score this game right. Any best of 7 series, game 2, game 3, game 4, whatever game in the best of 7 series, what do they have? They got refs. They got rules. The problem is, ain't no rules to this battle rap, bruh. There's no rules to this. Everybody's gonna score this how they want to score this. And the bottom line is, you ain't winning game 2 or 3 or 4. Not because you can't beat Kendrick. You're actually better than Kendrick. I'm sorry. I know I got the minority opinion, but I feel like you won game 1. But nobody wanted to give you game 1 because guess what? The internet predetermined that you had to lose this battle. So I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know what is it you're trying to prove, because you're not going to be able to convince the people that you're beating Kendrick. You're just not. I'm not going to say that your career is holding on by a thread. I don't believe that. People want to point to, oh, his songs aren't charting as high. I don't know why you're releasing songs like how you're releasing songs. That's kind of something that I don't get, right? I don't get the strategy behind some of the things you're doing right now. But I'm not going to sit up here and act like your career is done or the Drake stimulus package is done. I don't believe any of that. I think you're still that guy. And I think you did enough to win the first round of the beef. I got the minority opinion on that. But straight up, I think you out-rapped Kendrick. I do. Straight up, I think that you outplayed Kendrick. If in fact you gave him false information about a daughter, you outthought Kendrick. You outplayed Kendrick. You out-rapped Kendrick. Yeah, Kendrick gave us the song to dance to. But for me, it's about the bars, and you exceeded expectation, and you had to deal with about 6 or 7 people trying to jump you. So in my book, you won, but in the internet's book, you lost because they wanted you to take the L. But now you talking game 2, Drake. See, me, Drake, as a fan of yours, here's why I don't like game 2. Game 2 says now I got to go back on these internet streets and defend you, and I have to deal with all the terrible takes that are gonna come from people trying to say you lost game 2. I don't know what your plan is, Drake. Maybe you got a master plan. Maybe you've got something up your sleeve that I could have never imagined. But realistically, I don't think you win this by the bars. People are gonna hear what they want to hear, Drake. It doesn't matter how. Drake, you know how easy it is for Kendrick to make a hit record right now? People hate you so much, they want to hear music that insults you so bad. Listen, all he needs is for DJ Mustard to give him a decent beat again, and it's a hit. Because everybody wants, the Drake hate wants to be fed. It needs to be fed. It's a powerful emotion in and of itself. And I'm sitting there wondering, bro, like, you gotta put out the best diss records of all time just to even contest with Kendrick's mid. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Because listen, if you could drop Family Matters and people think that you got blown out in this beef, what does that tell you? Family Matters is by far the best record in this beef. If you drop a Family Matters and that ain't good enough, I'm not even talking about good enough to say that people thought you won, but I'm talking about good enough for people to say, look, you did your thing. There's people out there listen to Family Matters and they'll have these weird takes like Euphoria is better, 616 in LA is better than I've heard some of the craziest takes. Come on, Drake. Don't do this to your fans again, because we gonna be out in these streets when Kendrick drops 2 or 3 songs, probably not even that good, but the internet's gonna gas it, and here we are again having to defend you. So I don't know what the plan is, Drake. I don't know how you win this, Drake. When you've been set up to take the L, who are you trying to prove? What can you prove? What can you do? You gotta drop 5 Family Matters like tracks just for people to give you some props, and even then they probably won't give you the props you deserve. Drake, they are going to co-sign you to the L column, brother. And now all you're doing is extending Kendrick's moment. You're giving him another chance to drop more music that'll likely end up top 10, if not number 1. Because again, it's not difficult for Kendrick to put out a top 10 song right now when he's attaching it to dissing you. It's the easiest thing in the world if all you gotta do is diss you. So now you're extending his moment because he can't keep up with you when it comes to just making music and putting out hits. He needs you more than you need him. You don't need this beef, Drake. You're gonna be the number 1 stream rapper without the beef. Kendrick is the one that has the most monthly listeners he's ever had on Spotify because of this. He's the one with all his diss records on you, breaking all the records for his streaming that he's ever had his entire career. You don't need any of this. He's the one. So now you're extending his moment. You're only giving him more hits. You're only allowing him to, because the only thing that seems to motivate him to drop music is if he's finna diss you or diss somebody else. Otherwise, we're not gonna hear from him again. So you're extending his moment. And I'm just like, all for what, Drake? Because of your pride? Because you can't let this go? I don't know. I don't know what the game plan is. But maybe you got something up your sleeve. Maybe you've thought this through. But I've always said the only way you win in this is if you show up with receipts. You show up with here's evidence that he was beating on Whitney or something like that, which I don't think anybody really wants to take it there. I don't think anybody really wants to pretty much snitch and expose anybody unless you do kind of want to take it there, and maybe you could justify it that if he was doing what he was doing, then he deserves to be exposed. But at the end of the day, I don't really want to see either of y'all careers go down the drain over any sort of accusations. But at this point, that's the only way you win this. You got to show up with receipts. You can't show up with raps. So anyway, I don't know what the plan is, Drake. I don't like game 2 for you because you won game 1 and they ain't let you take the W. What's happening in game 2? What you gonna do in game 2? This has been a lot of negative energy. Do we even want to continue this? Is he gonna continue to call you a pedophile too? Do we need more pedophile raps, Drake? Like, think about this, man. This man's whole line of attack has been how you rape children, bro. How many more songs? He's not gonna stop calling you that. So you're gonna go back and forth continually with a guy that's dropping pedophile raps? I don't like that for you, Drake. Because at the end of the day, I think that people will give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, if there's no evidence that you've done anything, if no one has come forward and claimed that you've done something to them, people are gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that you ain't do nothing. But at the same time, people tend to believe what they hear. And the more music that Kendrick is putting out, calling you a pedophile, I don't like how that defames you, Drake. Is that somebody you really want to go back and forth with continually? I don't like that for you. I don't. So I don't know what the plan is here, but as a fan, it's been frustrating. Now we're just not coming out of all the nonsense. You dropping fire music, like the songs you've been dropping on 100 gigs, fire. I've loved it. We're getting out of that. You're starting to win people back. People starting to go, man, we really need Drake out here. This music is good. And now you want to go back to the depths of hell? with a dude calling you a pedophile every 2 seconds, I don't like it, Drizzy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not because you can't beat him, but he playing dirty. And the internet wants you to take this L. And I don't know how you find a way to overcome a situation that you're not supposed to win in the eyes of a lot of people. But I know you're gonna do you, and your fans are gonna support you no matter what. So I guess it is what it is. Alright, man, get in the comment section, tell me what it is you think about this situation right here. I'll see y'all later.